Okay. So before we are discussing, the practical experiences you had during your practice, let me explain you how the Buddhist scriptures have been preserved. So according to the history, 2,562 years ago, Buddha passed away. So we in Buddhist tradition, we count our calendar from the death of the Buddha. But the universally accepted calendar is where the Jesus was born. So adding with his 80 years, so now it's nearly 3,000, because he is 80 years old, and with from where he passed away. So maths, how many years, like 2,562, and we have to add with 80, so nearly
2,620 years.
600, only 600, not 3,000. So and he spent like 25 years to give a talk to different people, and for different personalities he used different technique, but the same target. Like for example, when we want to reach the France, to fly to the France, you can fly from Sri Lanka, you can fly from Cambodia, from different direction, but you will reach the same destination. So similarly, Buddha used many techniques to make people understand the noble blissfulness, we call it nirvana. And in Sri Lanka is the place where the scriptures were written. All the scriptures, whatever the Buddha spoke and taught. But before being written, like the scriptures, the teaching had been preserved, through the we call oral tradition, like by keeping in the heart and keep chanting every day. So and it is written in Pali, we call Pali. So and there are many discourses, and there are many books. So we call it Digha Nikaya, and we call it the long discourses. They are very long. So, and one of them is Maha Satipatthana Sutta, and this is the discourse related to meditation, like mindfulness meditation, called the greater discourse on foundation of mindfulness. I don't see that. Can you see?
Yeah.
So, and there are four. So before that, I want to read in Pali. It's easy for me to. So this is the language, the Pali that the scriptures has been preserved. Call it Pali. So this is a translation. You can see the translation. Okay, so I will explain you like. So Ewang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava, like when the Buddha was traveling in we call Kuru, it's kinds of village there, you can see, and the village name was Kama Sadhamma. It's a market town of people of Kuru, like this is a group of people. So Buddha addressed the monk. So I go over it like Badante dite bhikkhu bhagavato pacchasso sung, and the monks reply, oh yes, my lord, oh the Buddha. Then Buddha explain, ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang visuddhiya soka pariddavanang samatikkamaya. So ekayano ayang bhikkhave means Buddha said, this is the only way, monks, this is the one and only way. For what? So here we have to understand the purpose of practicing meditation. So there are 5 purposes here. First one is, you can read the English, for the purification. There is a term there.
Do you want me to read?
Yeah.
There is, monks, is one way to the purification of beings, for the overcoming of sorrow and distress, for the disappearance of pain and sadness, for the gaining of the right path, for the realization of nirvana.
Correct. That's enough.
Sorry.
Yeah. So according to the explanation, there are 5. There are 5 purposes. Okay. But to reach that 5 targets, destination, you have only one way. This is the only way. Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo. Yeah, this is the only way, bhikkhu. For what? Sattanang visuddhiya, for the purification of beings. The first one. And for purification of being, why we should purify ourselves? This is the question we have to ask. Why we should? Beings here, everyone, including me and you, everyone. Beings here, Buddhism relate to the all people, yes, mostly people, everyone in the world. So we have to purify beings. It means we have to purify our mind. That is the first purpose. And why we are purifying our mind, and because it is defiled, and it is, it has many dirtiness like mental, we call it mental defilements. It can be sadness, it can be depression, it can be anxiety, it can be fear, jealousy, hatred. So we are defiled by, we call, mental negativities. So this is the purpose of practicing meditation according to Buddhism. And the name of the discourse itself implies that for foundation of mindfulness. Okay, for foundation of mindfulness. So it will be explained here. So the second purpose, you can see, soka pariddavanang samatikkamaya. They are in how they translate. The same place where you read.
The same I said?
Yeah. The same place where you read.
That is to say the 4 foundation of mindfulness?
No.
What are the 4?
No, the second purpose.
Oh,
Yeah.
For the overcoming of sorrow and distress?
Yeah, this is the second purpose.
Alright.
Yeah, so in Pali we call it soka pariddavanang samatikkamaya. So the purpose of practicing this, the purpose is to overcome call it sadness and distress. So sorrow, soka means sorrow, pariddavanang means distress. So the second purpose, the second mission of practicing mindfulness is to overcome your sorrow and distress. And the third one,
for the disappearance of pain and sadness.
Yeah. So dukkha domanassanang attagama. So attagamaya. So even the translation is goes like that, but from the Pali term itself, domanassanang means kinds of aversion. Dukkha means suffering and aversion, or something that it can be, the translation is not that clear, that not correct. But from the Pali term, you can understand dukkha means, we can say, suffering. It can be mental suffering, it can be physical suffering. So when it comes to suffering, you have a lot, suffering related to the sickness, suffering related to the everything. Okay, domanassanam means it's the same like it's the state of suffering. Domanasaman, it states of suffering. So we not only destroy or disappear the suffering, but you have to destroy the states of suffering too. Because if you just try to only overcome the suffering, but you don't overcome the states of suffering, I mean it causes. So you cannot reach the real happiness. And the fourth one, can you read?
For the gaining of the right path.
Okay, so it's the fourth one. Nyayasa adigamaya, to reach and to gain the right path. What is the right path? We have to understand what is the right path. So in Buddhism you have 8-fold path. 8-fold path are the right path to reach.
The right thought, right voice.
Yeah, like there are 8-fold paths. We call it right view, right concept, then right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So, but these 8 again are divided into 3.
Oh,
yeah.
Each one?
Not each one.
Oh.
Like they are grouped. They are grouped into 3. Yeah, like morality, and then morality, concentration, and wisdom. Yeah, I can explain you like first one, like right view and right concept belongs to wisdom.
Oh yeah, they are divided in 3 parts.
In 3 parts again, yeah. And then right speech, right action, right livelihood for the morality. Morality like kinds of to control your behavior. And the right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration is grouped into the we call it concentration. So this is the 3 parts in Buddhism: morality, concentration, and wisdom. So, and the purpose of practicing this to reach this, like to write the right path. So it is clear. Yeah. And then the final one,
for the realization of Nibbana.
Yeah, Nibbana sa Satchikiraya, like for the realization, to realize, to attain the final, or we call the ultimate blissfulness, that is Nirvana. So when you reach Nirvana, you are in such blissfulness. Okay, so and again, so this is the 5 purposes of practicing practicing meditation. And to reach these 5 purposes, we have 4 foundations. You can read.
What are the 4? Here, monks. A monk abides contemplating body as body, ardent, clearly aware and mindful, having put aside hankering and fretting for the world. He abides contemplating feelings as feelings. He abides contemplating mind as mind. He abides contemplating mind objects as mind objects. Ardent, clearly aware and mindful, having put aside hankering and fretting for the world.
Okay, so to reach that 5 purposes, you have only way, but you have 4, we call it 4 ways of establishing your mindfulness. We call it Yadidang Chattaro Satipatthana, Kattame Chattaro. What are the 4? Okay, first one is, we call it mindfulness of body. Okay, first one, you can see that mindfulness of body. Then second one, mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of I think must be taught the translation, and the final one is the mindfulness of mental state. Yeah, what is the translation?
Mind, feelings, mind objects. Which one is the fourth?
Yeah, that's I want to tell you. There are four. Okay, first one is we call it kaya. Like, can I read? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So easy for me. But I want to explain you how to do. Okay. There are four. Okay, we call four foundation of mindfulness. What are the four? Okay, among with contemplating body as body is one. So we call it kaya anupassana. We call it mindfulness of body. Okay, the first one, mindfulness of the body, and the second one is you can say contemplating feelings as feelings. So we call it mindfulness of feelings, and then mind as mind. So mindfulness of mind.
So mindfulness of body, mindfulness of mind, and mindfulness of feelings.
Yeah. So second one is mindfulness of feelings, and the third one is mindfulness of mind.
Yeah.
I will explain you. Okay. And then the third one, mind objects.
Oh, the fourth.
The fourth, yes, the fourth one.
Mindfulness of mind objects.
Mind objects. Okay. So these are the four foundations of mindfulness. First one is the body, second one is feelings, and the third one is mind, and the fourth one mind object. So there is another translation as like mental states. There is many translation. Yeah. So different translation. So tomorrow I will explain you what are the mindfulness of feelings, what are the mindfulness of mind and mind objects. So these are the four, and I want to explain you here. Like, let me read, file it easy for me to. Okay. Idda bhikkave bhikkhu kaye kaya nupassi viharati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke. So even we have like mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, mindfulness of mental objects, even we have that four foundations, but to practice that you need the same qualities. You get the point? Yeah, to practice these four, I mean, like by practicing these four, you need the same qualifications. Or we can say you need a mental, we can say personality traits to practice. I mean, to cultivate the mind, the four foundation of mindfulness. Either you practice body, mindfulness of body, or mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, mindfulness of mind objects. You need the same qualifications. Okay, first one is, I think you read that Buddha say here. First one is like ardent, clearly aware, and mindful. You can now you can see. Okay. Yeah.
Ardent, clearly aware, and mindful. All right.
You can go. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's clear. Yeah. So atapi, ardent here is about, it's Pali term, but I don't want to go in detail, but simply it's about effort. Ardent means effort.
Yeah.
The right effort. And sampajano here they translate as the clear awareness. Sometimes they explain as clear comprehension. So simply like it's about knowing. You have to know that. But these three qualifications, or these three mental qualities has like kinds of stages. Okay, first you have to know, then you have to clearly comprehensive or clearly aware. Like first I mean at the first stage, for example, when you practice breathing, you just know that you are breathing, but you practice more and more, you are comprehensive, you are fully aware what happened, everything, even sometimes even your feeling, you can be aware and you can be mindful. So I want to let you know, this is the three qualities you have to cultivate. One is effort, another one is like ardent, and the second one is clear awareness. But you don't force it. So this is the qualities you have to cultivate step by step. And the final one is your satima. Sat means mindfulness. So the Pali term satima means like the one who has mindfulness. Okay, but yeah, this is the. But in translation, they don't put it more complicated. Like it's you cannot understand. So satima means the one who has mindfulness. Sampajano means the one who has clear comprehension. And atapi means the one who has the right effort. So the person who endow with these three qualities will practice, will live, because you can see the word dwell. They will live how? Contemplating body as body. Yeah. So the person who has these kinds of mental qualities, he lives or he dwells contemplating body as body. So it's a very important word we have to understand, like contemplating. We call it Pali Kaya Nupassana. So the simple term is observing. You are observing body as body, not observing body as you see. Yeah. So this is the way we reach to the real wisdom.
It's not you don't personalize.
Correct.
What you are.
Correct.
Like feelings.
Yeah.
It's just I have an angry feeling, but I'm not obviously anger.
Yeah.
And I'm the anger.
Yeah. And it's not less. I have explained yesterday. It's not about intellectualize your anger.
Right.
You just observe it as they are.
And then accept it.
Accept it. Yeah.
Right.
So this is the function of mindfulness. And when you practice mindfulness correct, like you cannot put yourself to control anger. In Buddhism, you need some quality to control the anger. So for example, this is anger and this is me. So to control anger, you cannot do by yourself. You need a mental quality to control the anger and let it do. So our job is to cultivate that mentality. You get the point?
Yeah, if you get strong enough to go those qualities, you will be able to observe the feeling as it is.
Yeah.
And recognize it. All right. If you don't have them, those qualities, you couldn't observe.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So that is why what you are practicing with your eyes closed and observe your breath is you are cultivating the mindfulness.
So it's the base of the meditation.
Yeah.
And the eighth path. That's the base.
It's the base. Yeah. I will explain more. Okay. So this is the qualities. You remember the effort and clear comprehension. But I won't explain you in more detail because I don't want to make you confused. So this is the three qualities you have to remember: effort, and the clear comprehension, and then the mindful. And what you are doing, you observe body as body. This is the first one, and the second one, the same thing, the same qualities. Observe or contemplating feelings as feelings, and very ardently, clear comprehension and mindfulness. And the mind is the same, and the mental objects you need the same qualities. And then vinaya loke abhijja domanasang. Okay, vinaya loke means to overcome. I think I don't know about the translation. So by practicing these four, you can ask the question later. By practicing these four, here, having put aside hankering and flattering for the world. So the purpose, like by practicing, observing body as body, feeling as feeling, mind as mind, mind object as mind, is to overcome. We call it abhijja. My translation is about the covetousness, and domanasang the same, like aversion. So
What was the first one?
abhijja, we call it, the easy translation is craving, abhijja. So but here they put hankering, but the same thing. So to overcome, what is like abhijja mean craving, and domanasang mean aversion. So when you observe, contemplate body as body, you have to be mindful, and you have to be very clear, comprehensive, and ardent. The purpose is to overcome the craving and the aversion, and they put for the world, But the world here they translate from the Pali, but it will be explained in the commentary. The world here is not the world. The world here relates to you,
to Buddha inside you.
To ourselves. World here we're talking about the 5 aggregates, okay, like body, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. So according Buddhism, we are form of 5 aggregates: simply physical and mental entities. You get the point? So, but in more detail, there are 5: body, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. These 5 are grouped into 2: mind and body. So our purpose of practicing meditation is to overcome craving and aversion from our own self. The world here is to ourselves. So in one sutta, Buddha explained that the world is your body. The world, like we create everything from these 5 aggregates. Okay, so this is what I want to explain to you. This sentence is the purpose why we practicing these 4 foundation of mindfulness. First quality is effort, ardentness, sampajano, clear comprehension, mindfulness, and for what? To overcome the craving and aversion from your own self, from your own world. This is our world. This body is our world. So it means that, like for meditation, like even it is so feeling, like body, feeling, mind objects, they are where do they reside? These 4: body, feelings, then mind and mind objects. Where are they? It is outside or inside?
Inside.
It is inside. So loke here means about this inside. Even it is feeling, or even it is a mindfulness of feeling, it is inside. A mindfulness of mind, it is also inside. Mindfulness of mind object, also inside. So loke here means related to ourselves. So the object for meditation, according to Buddhist explanation, is not outside. Here you have everything here for your meditation. We call it for your learning, for your studying. You have here. This is we call it your laboratory. To understand, to gain the knowledge, to gain the wisdom, this is your laboratory to study everything. Okay, so simply, so there are four foundation of mindfulness. It is clear. There are 4: mindfulness of body, then mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of mind, mindfulness of
mind objects.
So these 4 are within. It is within you. That is called loka. It's called world. This world is within you. So the object for meditation is yourself, not outside. Okay, and this is the simple explanation I want to explain to you. So, and tomorrow we have time, I will go further, because like mindfulness of body, you have different sections. So this is also related to the mindfulness of body.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The 32 parts.
Yeah, and you have more. You have, I think I forgot, like 16. I forgot. I'm sorry. Maybe 18. The mindfulness of body. You have breath. You have 4 postures. You have these, and then you have 4 elements, and then you have the symmetry, contemplation. So it is the mindfulness of body. Yeah, but the mostly practiced one is breath, because it's easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's with you. If you try to find 4 elements of your body, water, fire, air, like it's really hard. Like yeah, but for the one